Good evening, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. This is going to be another evidentiary video. And thank you so much, everybody, for tolerating this. But I want everybody to see what goes on here in rural Kentucky. So before I get into what actually happened here, you hear my birds? They're crazy this time of the night. Okay, look at this. They're like the town crier. But anyway, so the former owner pretty much decorated all of these small buildings, and he had tours here at one time. So some of the stuff stayed here, and some of it got sold, some of it got tossed. So now I'm going into the cat's building, which is right here, to get them ready for bed and everything. See all the birds that are not going to sleep, and the cat that just ran out. This is Zoomy cat. And I noticed that the cabinet here is tipped over. Now, the only way the cabinet could tip over like this is by a human doing it. And what they did is they actually did it deliberately, because you see underneath here, you see this? I had a, I forget what they're called, these crates. I had it on the side, and what the person did is they used it as leverage to turn this over. Now, this is very heavy. I'm going to attempt to turn it over and stuff. But this is an evidentiary video that somebody was not only trespassing my property, but this is criminal mischief. They took a cabinet that was here. I don't know if it's damaged. They deliberately took my crate. They deliberately took a crate as leverage to tip it over. But while I'm here, I might as well show you the gate that my criminal neighbor tore down across the street. This was a brand new gate. And this is what it looks like. So, you know, for everybody out there that thinks that it doesn't happen or whatever, this is what they did. They tore down a brand new gate from my property, my surveyed property, legally owned property, tore it down and crushed it. You see that? Right here. Brand new gate. It was up for 1 day. 1 day. The neighbors never paid for it. Look, you see that? 1 day. So anyway, this is a very solid, heavy cabinet. And that's what they did. They tipped it over this way. I'm going to have to move it. And actually now I see something else that shouldn't be here. It's probably somebody that works on my property. This ladder should not be here, so I've got to get rid of this. But anyway, yeah, so this is an evidentiary video of what the criminals do around here. Okay, I know there's some people out there that love my guineas. You want to say hello? Say hello. Say hello. Say, I am the Blabbermouth. I want attention. Nobody's paying attention to me. I'm just out here yelling and screaming before I have to go into bed. And this is, I think this is the one, it's always the last one in. It waits until everybody else is in. Here, and then it starts yapping like this. And you see all this gravel here? This is what the criminals do at night. They come onto my property and destroy literally everything I own. So they come in here, they move the gravel. They move the gravel because it makes it more difficult to cut the grass and cut the weeds that are next to it. They have totally destroyed my property. Right, Zoomy? So we're going to go close the gate. We can look at the other birds now. So that was an evidentiary video to show you that somebody's been on my property and trespassed. So they either came from the back direction and did it, or the front direction. And of course, you know, how would I know? If I'm asleep, and that's what they do. When you're monitored, when you're surveilled, if I'm in my house and it's dark, how could I have cameras everywhere, right? Actually, where that is, I actually have a camera pointing in that direction. I guarantee there's nothing on the camera, because that's what the criminals do. Right, guys? Are you looking for bugs? You looking for buggies? Yeah, the grass was cut yesterday, so they're so excited. And yeah, you see the driveway here? This is all planted. You can see that it's all planted. You see, like it's in a big chunk here? That's not the way weeds naturally grow, and weeds don't grow like this. And plus, there are some types of weeds here that are nowhere else on the property. So they actually have a particular weed that they're putting down. It's nowhere in the grass. It's only in the driveway and in my garden beds. So they're bringing seeds here. And yeah, they do that. They do bring seeds. And this is what they've done to the driveway. You see that? And the thing is, for all you newcomers and stuff, I actually have a video of what it looked like at the beginning of the summer before they planted all this nonsense. So anyway, let's take a look at the creation. This is the county creek. And I have the division of water here. Show them everything that happens here. Oh, and here comes a Perpy Derpy Doopy Doo. Oh, here comes two. Here comes the parade. Check it out, guys. Don't you just love it, guys? Don't you love it? I wonder if they knew that I was recording, if they just knew that I was going to the gate. Oh, but I want to show you this. I have to show you this. Because it's kind of important for all you guys out there or women that are into construction and how sloppy, what a slop mess they made. Yeah, the Division of Water said it was a sloppy mess, that it looks like they just slopped extra cement on here that they had left over. That's exactly what he said. So now, okay, so this is, oh, and they also said, the Department of Water said that the angle is wrong here. I mean, of course, he's not going to ask them to change the angle, but the angling here is wrong. Let's see, I'm going to back up so you can see it a little bit better. That this was not angled properly. So now, so they did a good job here. This is solid concrete. That's all solid concrete, but look at this ridiculous hot mess. You see this gravel here? It's loose. This is loose gravel. So what's going to happen is all this loose gravel here, this loose gravel right here and all here. So when it rains really hard, this gravel is going to fall down here. Yep, it's going to fall down here. Oh, look, they left a big chunk of wood down there. All that rock. Hopefully they're going to come back and fix this, but I don't think so. Now, this is actually my neighbor's property. Now, if I were the neighbor, I'd be a little pissed off that they left that tree over there. Because actually, we get so much rain sometimes that tree is going to go floating away. And that tree will come floating down here. I'm usually right about these things. So that tree is going to come floating down here. If it gets too wet, it's going to turn. And it'll block this area here. There's already a big piece of wood there that hasn't been removed. And for some reason, I don't think they're going to return, because if they were going to return, they would not have been have placed all this straw here. And you see all this gravel? It's loose. All this gravel is loose. Like, I'm walking on it and it's mushy. It's soft. So all this gravel, what's going to happen is it's going to move all over the place. When it rains really heavily, the gravel's going to fall in there. It's going to fall over here. It's going to come out into the road. People are going to drive over it. It's going to crush the road. And so here, this is from a different angle. Yeah, look at this. Look at this mess. It's so sloppy. Look at this, guys. Look how sloppy this is. I mean, of course, it's too dark. It's a little bit dark now. I should have come up here to videotape this earlier. And see, some of this is loose. Like this is loose. That's not part of the concrete. And you see the concrete here? You see these holes? That means that stuff can get in there. Water will get in there. This will start to crack over time. Here, look at this. Oh, look, this is already cracked. Look. Look, what a horrible job they did. Look at this. And then, of course, they stopped here. And just like the Division of Water, he said, they just slopped on whatever extra cement they had. They didn't smooth it out here at all. And actually, they stopped before my property line here. So they actually should have completed this. And they didn't. They didn't even complete it here. But they had more than enough cement to throw down there. And rather than take that cement and finish this area here, they just dumped it here, created a sidewalk. And actually, Division of Water guy, he agreed with me that water will get under that cement. But anyway, I'm no civil engineer, just saying. But I'm glad, thank you for taking a walk with me. I'm going to lock up here. And this is what it looks like here at night. It's very cloudy. It's going to rain later. Oh, and something really... It's only happened a couple of times. And for all you YouTube creators out there that are targeted, please let me know if this has happened to you. Today was the first time when I went onto YouTube and was scrolling and watching, you know, the usual people who create videos. One of my videos from about a month or so ago was recommended. I was shocked. I mean, it wasn't a targeting video. It was one about the skies, you know, the chemtrail skies. But I didn't say those words. I didn't use those words. But yeah, I was actually surprised. It was really cool. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please hit the thumbs up if you're inclined to do so. I will attempt to create another video later. I did a little research on synthetic telepathy, and I'd like to discuss that in a video. Get over here, you goofy. Look at him. He's so goofy. Come over here, guys. So, and then I also have 2 testimonies that I will be reading at some point. I've got to compile the information together. It's just been a really busy day, and of course with receiving, and I didn't mention this, it's just because I mentioned it to one person, Karen, that female who was in the hospital, and then she was Baker acted, and then she was sent home. She finally went home. She's actually back in the medical hospital. I hadn't spoken to her in 10 days, and I received a phone call today by a police officer and then a sergeant. I was really alarmed. They asked me when was the last time I spoke to her, and like my heart is like beating, thinking, oh my goodness, like what happened? Like, did something terrible happen to her? I know. And what happened was, he said that her neighbors were concerned that they didn't see her. And I said, well, you know, she was in a car accident. Her car was totaled, so she no longer has a car to drive. So it could be that she's just staying home. And he asked me when was the last time I spoke to her, and I told him. And so I tried calling Karen. It just went to voicemail, just the way he said it was. So anyway, after talking to a few friends, we were all very concerned. And then a sergeant calls me back and says that they did locate her, that she is actually in a medical hospital. He gave me the name. He actually texted me the information about the hospital, which is really nice. So I really appreciated that. I called Karen, was very alarmed because she wasn't picking up her phone, and it turns out she's really not feeling well. I believe that what it is she's having severe negative side effects to the pain medication. The pain medication is causing her nausea, her potassium levels to drop, and she ended up having to go back in the hospital for that. Hello, honey. Yes, we're going to go back now. We're going to say goodbye to everybody for right now. Get the birds in. So that's the update. Please send prayers to Karen for quick recovery so that she can go home. I hope she feels better and that she doesn't have too bad negative side effects to these medications that she's being required to take just to heal, experience, the pain that she has with her low back. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I will catch up with you very soon.